Now let's have a look at this design, and which is supposedly the first design you have created in Photoshop. But this is not the right way of creating designs in Photoshop. And uh, my intention of including this topic and explaining it in this way is that I've seen many people who try to learn Photoshop on their own end up doing these sort of designs. And the problem with this design is, now if I want to move some buildings from here to there, or make some changes here, or if you want to change the color of this building, and since now you are aware of many basic tools and techniques, let's recreate this artwork in a different way. So let's go to layers panel. To access layer panel, you can hit F7 on the keyboard, or go to Windows and say layers. This is your layer panel, and you can click on this tiny button over here to create a new layer. And if you double click on the name of the layer, you can rename this. So let's rename this as background, or anything you want. I just want to hide this image, but keep it in this file as a reference. So fill this new layer with the white background color. Control backspace, and now create one more new layer and make this layer invisible for a while. Now you can take the shape tool and take the rectangle shape tool and create this rectangle. And now take the pen tool, hold control key on the keyboard, click on this control point, anchor point, and use your down arrow keys on the keyboard and create this angle. And now you can again take the rectangle shape tool and create these windows. And before that, go to this option over here on the top panel and say subtract front shape, and create the rectangle there, one more rectangle there. And now to reshape this, again hold control on the keyboard, click on one of the rectangle, control T to scale this, and you can change the size and width and height, etc., and press enter to accept. And now you can hold on Alt key on the keyboard and drag this building, and that gives you a new rectangle copy. And now you can select the different color, Alt and backspace, fill that with that color. And similarly you can create one more, and you can say Control T and scale this, and again double click on the shape layer, change the color, and the color get changed. And this is how, now if I ask you to move any of these objects, these are flexible. And now to create the cloud, take the ellipse shape tool, and you can again say combine shapes here and create one more cloud, one more ellipse, and one more ellipse, and one more ellipse. And this is a completely, let's create it on a new layer with the combine shape option on. And now this is a completely flexible and scalable cloud. So you can double click on this shape and change the color, or you can go to this FX button over here and say gradient overlay, and click on this gradient editor, click on this small arrow over here, click on the color, sample the color from this cloud, and on the other end click on this tab color and sample the color from wherever you want. And you can also add a stroke. Let's add a stroke. Select the color as white, and to this, now let's hide the original artwork, and to this you can say Alt on the keyboard and make a copy of this, and Control T and scale this. Again Alt on the keyboard and drag this and make a copy of this.